Once I really got into comic books in my early teens, I read everything Marvel. I had a collection that might have made Stan Lee drool. But I did pick up the occasional DC comic, and in particular, I liked The Flash. When Marvel introduced Magneto and his Brotherhood of Evil Mutants in the X-Men comics, I couldn't help noticing that Quicksilver was a direct ripoff of The Flash. It did bother me a bit because I thought Marvel was better than that. Yes, if you looked up the word naive in the dictionary, there's a picture of me at that age. Anyway, when I saw that there was going to be a TV show based on The Flash, I knew I had to watch it. I wasn't disappointed. This show explored some aspects of the character that I had never thought about. We'll look at them as we go along. Right now, it's time for the origin story told in a 2-hour pilot. We'll be looking at it in 2 parts, so here we go. Scene, exterior, Central City, night. The streets are deserted. And action.
You kids get in here right now. You know you are not allowed out after dark. I thought you were upstairs. What do you think you are doing? Get in here.
Why do I get the feeling they're scared of a lot more than a couple of bullies? Wait, it's coming to me. I know what they're afraid of. They're worried that bus driver doesn't know what he's doing and he's going to make the bus blow up. They were right, and the motorcycle fire brigade was too late to stop it.
Take the baby, honey. I'll get her.
Oh, God, not
Let's
here.
go, let's go.
Irving.
Come on, hurry.
You know, I'm beginning to think those guys aren't firefighters at all.
Hurry, please.
Someone's got to do something about this.
A car can be replaced, your family can't. These guys have been terrorizing the city for some time now, and nobody seems to be able to stop them. My question, as you can probably guess if you're a regular viewer, is why? What do they want? Finally, one cop car starts chasing them. One. Mistake number 1, chasing them by yourself instead of waiting for a lot of backup. Mistake number 2, in a situation like this, when they stop, you don't. If necessary, you plow right into them because there's a bazillion of them on one of you, and your car is your best weapon for dealing with them. At least it was.
Wait, Jay, you did make a wish.
What'd you wish for, big guy?
I just wish for a little bit of my brother's brains.
Hey, leave me out of this. You're not doing so bad on your own, Jay.
Yeah, hell, 42 years old, commander of the motorcycle division. I think you're doing pretty damn well for yourself.
That's Jay, Barry Allen's older brother. His dad is pretty proud of him.
Not to mention taking down that Conway and his hijacking crew.
Well, actually, Dad, that was Barry and the crime lab boys who put us on the
Yeah,
convoy.
I mean, sure, lab boys are important, but real cops, work the street, facing the scum of the earth with nothing to back you up but a gun.
A badge, and a prayer.
Yeah, Dad's favoritism bugs everybody, and it's a fact of life, so get used to it. They can't get it through to him that without guys like Barry, the street cops wouldn't have any idea who to chase or where to look for them. Jay is appreciative, though.
What is that?
Korean ginseng.
Ginseng. Isn't that some kind of aphrodisiac? Yeah, skip the coffee, Mom.
Hey, Mom, give me one of those ginseng things for Evie and I.
Whoa.
Honey, it's my birthday.
We're all having a good time, but every party has its pooper, so...
What the hell is the police department doing about those biker punks?
Yeah, the Dark Riders.
Sean, where did you hear that name?
It was all over the news this morning.
As I said, Dad never got over the fact that he didn't have the grades to do lab work.
We can't seem to get a make on them. They keep running over our roadblocks. They disappear like rats down a hole.
Hell, when I was on the force, bunch of hoods leaving dead bodies all over the damn city.
Sean, why don't you take Earl into the kitchen? Give him a biscuit.
He also has the tact of a charging rhinoceros. Shut up, Dad!
Should have married that nice, quiet accountant.
How about that dentist, huh, Mom?
Or the millionaire, right?
Don't tease your mother, boys.
Oh, Jay, not tonight.
Oh, no, it's mine.
Remember beepers? You get a message, call so-and-so, and you were a slave to that thing. I am proud to say I have never used one. Barry has to go.
You're nuts.
You be careful out there, honey.
I will.
What you gonna do, stub his toe on a footprint?
Henry.
Well, I didn't mean anything.
Yeah, I know, Dad.
The one thing in this world I cannot tolerate is being lied to. I start with trust. Everybody gets one chance to lie to me. If you use yours, I won't trust you again and may not even speak to you again. Henry just used his because we all know what he meant.
Barry! Well, let the old man get to you now.
How can he not? We can bet the farm he hears it all the time. And I don't care how old you are, Dad's words do matter, and so does his approval. Jay has that approval, but he really doesn't want it.
Every time he starts that real cops work the streets routine, he's taking a shot at me.
Now, you know better than that. The old man loves you. He's just blowing off hot air. Come on.
Well, his mom, too. I don't know, I'm just tired of being worried about for nothing, you know?
Hey, look, you promised the folks you wouldn't be a street cop. Hell, if I had the brains for lab work, I'd change jobs with you in a second.
Yeah, I bet you would. But thanks.
It's nice that the brothers are united in this. It's sad that they have to be.
Linda Park, WCCN News. What can you tell us about this assault on the arsenal and the watchman's murder?
Well, I just got here and
Is it true the riders have taken automatic weapons and explosives?
I don't know, but...
We all know the most effective journalists ask a question and then don't give you a chance to answer.
Is there another officer we can speak with?
Well, here comes one now.
You're not with the homicide department, are you?
No. Crime lab. Want to film us pouring plaster to tire tracks?
Cut it. Let's see if we can find a real detective.
Yeah, we'll see if you can find us a real newscaster while you're at it. I swear she was on the shopping channel selling earrings last week.
We have a spokesman for you, lady. Here's a picture of him so you don't miss him when he comes out. The other guy is Julio, Barry's assistant. They start gathering tire imprints and scrapings, but there's a big storm brewing, so maybe let's go someplace with a roof.
Barry, check this out. I haven't seen an electrical storm like this since I was a kid.
Nothing like the storm brewing here.
We set up roadblocks. We have additional squad cars coming in from our neighboring counties. Come on, Chief, admit it. The Central City Police are simply incapable of dealing with this problem. Now, that's nonsense. The entire department is working around the clock.
I hear that.
We are forming a special task force made up of our most experienced men.
Barry has a fair idea what that means for his brother, but reception is getting so much worse from the storm, he finally gives up and turns the TV off. Back to work.
Problems?
Nah, I don't have a life.
Good thing, huh?
You know, I don't know why I bother to bring you this food. You never eat.
You want my sandwich?
Sure.
That's why you bother.
There's a reason we brought that up, and I hope you like it as much as I do. John Wesley Shipp had been doing soap operas for the past 10 years. He was pretty good at it. He won 2 Emmys. Landing the role of the Flash put him on a whole different course that continues to this day. He's been playing Henry Allen, Barry's father, in the new Flash series that's currently airing. I always have to laugh when Hollywood does something like that. Julio is exhausted, so Barry sends him home. He wants to keep working and try to find something that will help them identify and stop these bikers. We're following the comics pretty closely. An accident with some chemicals gave Barry Allen his super speed, and if you ask him which chemicals, he can tell you he has no idea. Considering what we just saw, I'd say he's entitled to be a little discombobulated. The original Golden Age Flash was Jay Garrick. He got his powers by accidentally ingesting some hard water. That's right, if he had just called the Culligan man, he would have stayed normal. Later on, they changed that to heavy water, and none of it explained how that helmet stays on when he's moving fast. When DC revived the Flash in the 60s, they created a whole new character, and Jay Garrick was the Flash on another planet called Earth 2. It gets a little weird. But I think we can all agree that Flash Barry Allen's origin story is a tad more believable than Flash Jay Garrick's.
Barry, what on earth are you doing?
He's making a big mistake, Mr. Allen.
You've been exposed to highly volatile and reactive chemicals. You've suffered abrasions, lacerations, and head trauma.
Oh, in other words, cuts, bruises, and a headache. Hardly enough to keep me in the hospital.
Look, Barry, if the doctors tell
You ran the tests, and they were negative, right?
I'd still prefer to keep you here for a few days for observation.
What precisely needs observing, Doctor? I've never been told to stay for observation, but if I ever do, that'll be my response. I have a feeling the doctor is more curious than anything else, and he wants to see if something weird is going to happen. Unfortunately, he'll miss it.
But I can't lock you up. Excuse me.
Oh, hell, I know how Barry feels. When Jack Cogan put those 238 slugs in me, I was out the next day hunting him down.
Henry, this is not about you.
Henry is proud that Barry got hurt while copping. Henry is every psychiatrist's dream for a case study.
Then they hung the two big canvases on the east wall where the lighting's weak. Of course, you know me, I can't say anything, it being my first show and all, but... I don't know, Barry. I just think my prices are too high. And I don't want to blow a sale on Saturday. Saturday? God, that's tomorrow. What, do you think you'll... Barry?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you okay? You've been kind of quiet.
In the comics, Barry and Iris eventually married. She was supposed to be a regular character on this show, but for reasons I haven't been able to find, she only appeared in the pilot. Right now, he's proposing to her, and she's not interested. She's an artist with a show coming up, and that's her focus.
I love you. Isn't that enough for now?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess it has to be. Look, I gotta get to the lab, okay?
You're too much. What were you doing there at 3 o'clock in the morning anyway?
In case you haven't noticed, this police department is practically under siege.
And you're the only man on the force? What do you think you have to prove?
What does he have to prove? Have you met his dad? Barry is a walking bundle of psychological abuse. You expect him not to be a little screwed up? That looks like a dam. If it's inoperative, it makes sense that it's a good hideout. The place is a giant stereotype, a den of debauchery, lots of scantily clad girls, leather and chains all over the place, the usual stuff you expect from Hollywood's vision of a biker gang. We follow a writer named Rick into the space he shares with his girl Lila.
Steak again. Great. Yeah, man. We never eat this good on the streets.
Mark always used to say, when you're living on the street, survival's the name of the game. A guy named Nicholas Pike took these kids off the street, gave them a roof over their heads and good food and a career of sorts. Rick isn't so sure anymore. He says Pike scares him. Plus, if they get busted, they're looking at hard time. He's tired of the risk.
We're getting out of here tonight. Because I got this.
Rick.
I've been pinching it from my jobs the last couple of weeks. Don't worry, nobody saw me. There's $300 here. It's enough to get us out of town. Are you coming?
When?
Right now.
Let me get the rest of my stuff.
Don't let her out of your sight, Rick. That expression says you shouldn't trust her.
Hey, where are you taking me? Hey, what is this?
He can't say I didn't warn him. Lila was arguing that Pike is a genius who takes care of them. He really thought she was going to give all that up and go with him. I think he overestimated their relationship. Pike says, when Genghis Khan found a disloyal soldier, they tied him to a wild horse and turned it loose. They left him to fate. They'll do the same thing with Rick, only on a motorcycle, with one of their bombs sitting on him. I won't show it. It's pretty violent and gruesome, unnecessarily so. Let's look in on the lab cleanup. Julio is still freaked out. He really thought Barry was toast, literally toast. He tells Barry, your doctor called and wants you to call him back.
What tests? I thought you had all the results. I see. What kind of problems? What? No, I didn't authorize that. No, I won't make an appointment. It's out of the question. I'm sorry.
What was that all about?
There's some kind of cell damage. Lawrence didn't know what to make of it, so we sent my results to a specialist at S.T.A.R Labs.
S.T.A.R Labs? Didn't some guy get killed last year in one of their tests?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
S.T.A.R Labs has been around since 1971, and they are the superhero's good right hand. You need something weird analyzed, you take it to them. We saw them a lot in Lois and Clark. Barry wants nothing to do with them. If you don't like the coffee, just say so.
What happened? I guess I lost my grip.
Yeah, well, I'm switching you to decaf, man.
Shouldn't have done that. Without real coffee, he's sleeping right through Earl's walk time.
Oh, Earl, come on. It's Saturday. I'd really like to sleep in, huh? Ugh, morning breath.
That's Earl talk for when you gotta go, you gotta go. And besides, it means he loves you. It's just good, healthy dog slobber.
For crying out loud, I just got blown up. No, you don't. Earl, that's not our ball.
Earl doesn't understand the word our. He does understand the word ball.
That's not ours! Earl! That's not ours!
I think you may have overrun the ball. Good thing Earl knows the way home. And now for one of those things I never thought about when I was reading the comics.
I can't believe I'm still hungry.
What must his metabolism be like? Doing things at super speed has to expend a lot of energy, and the energy has to be replenished. So he has to eat pretty much non-stop. As I said, it's one of those things you just sort of take for granted when you're reading about a guy who can move at the speed of light and maybe more. I don't know if it had ever come up in the comics before, but this was the only time I had seen it, and every time I saw him pour a whole box of cereal into a bowl and start chowing down, it made me laugh.
Hey, Earl, want some chicken? What? What's wrong? Huh? Hey, it's okay. Earl, what is it? Huh? What? It's okay. What are you doing back there?
His body is changing, and so is his scent. Earl doesn't recognize him. That should be his first clue.
Barry, where are you? It's after 11. I'm at the gallery. I thought you were going to help me set up here. I hope you're okay. I'll just assume you're on the way.
Damn.
That doesn't look all that flat to me. I'd probably drive on it, especially if I'm in doo-doo as deep as he's in.
left coin at Albuquerque?
What happened?
What happened is those people pulled you up here but didn't get you past the water line. That's why you're still gurgling. Apparently, they don't mind you drowning. They just want you where they can watch.
Crystal Beach? That's 30 miles.
They just left him there? Nobody called an ambulance? These people deserve a medal with a turd on it. His clothes are destroyed. He's practically in his underwear. It's a good thing he had the foresight to grab one of those new super glue coins that stick in your pocket no matter what.
Hello?
It's me,
Barry, are you okay? Yeah. Where are you?
Crystal Beach.
Crystal Beach? Look, Barry, I know you don't take my art very seriously, but I thought you'd at least show up.
I tried. This will sound crazy, but I had a flat tire, so I ran for a bus, and suddenly, here I was.
You're right, it does sound crazy.
Look outside and see if his car is down there. But she's got a good mad going and will not be denied its full extent.
Look, Iris, we'll talk about it, all right? Can you just come down here and pick me up?
You know, I think she's open to the idea. I'll bet she hung up so she could just rush right over there.
Iris?
Mr. Allen, this is Christina McGee from S.T.A.R Labs.
Oh, yeah. My doctor said that you had the file about my accident.
Yes, that's right.
Well, I've been having some very interesting reactions, and I was hoping that there was something you might be able to tell me.
So much for his resolve not to be one of their guinea pigs. When the superpowers get to be a problem, they all turn to S.T.A.R Labs. That's how you get all the business, be the only game in town.
I think you should come in, Mr. Allen.
Great. When?
How's 10 o'clock tomorrow?
On Sunday? That bad, huh?
Why don't we talk in the morning?
And whatever you do, don't be nervous. She's only being cryptic because she's English.
Barry Allen. I'm Tina McGee.
Hi.
Something wrong?
No. You're not what I expected.
Then we're even.
He was expecting you to be twice as old and have your white hair in a tight little bun on the back of your head. He wasn't expecting a former model. We know Amanda Pays from Max Headroom. She did modeling for 4 years but got tired of doing nothing but being a clothes horse. She switched to acting, and as they say, the rest is history. She's been all over the place in England, the U.S., and who knows where else. She's done stage, movies, television, you name it. Today, she's a no-nonsense scientist, and she has Barry off balance.
Your doctor said you didn't want to come here. You're a scientist. What are you afraid of?
Face it, S.T.A.R Labs isn't exactly children's hospital, you know. I mean, you people have a reputation. Unorthodox experiments, secret government contracts.
Rumors mostly.
Now, one of your researchers was killed last year. Is that a rumor?
No, that's true.
Lovely.
He was my husband.
Well, this is awkward. Maybe he should shut up and follow her lead.
How many people work here?
Just me. Barry?
Huh? Oh, sorry.
Don't mind him. He can't take his eyes off your equipment. No, that's not a euphemism.
I'd like you to tell me everything that happened, beginning with the accident.
Right.
Now, the lightning struck a rack of chemicals. Have you any idea what was on those shelves?
Any idea? Yeah, roughly. Aluminum sulfate, glycerin, potassium nitrate, magnesium hydroxide, hydrochloric acid, sulfur, tannic acid, phosphorus. That's the top shelf. Now, on the second shelf...
You know all that?
You know all this?
I believe the word you're looking for is touché, Doctor. I think she's starting to like him, or at least view him as almost her intellectual equal.
I've never seen these before.
That's because I built them. Each sensor transmits its own signal. It keeps me from tripping over wires. Now, if you ran to Crystal Beach in a few seconds, let's see how you got there.
You're sure about this?
We have to start somewhere.
May as well start with the one that got you in so much trouble with Iris. If Dr. McGee can back up your story, she might forgive you. I don't know what kind of speed those things are rated for, but I'm pretty sure you exceeded it.
347 miles an hour?
That was before the equipment crashed. You may not have hit your top speed.
Everybody who wants a treadmill should go out and buy that brand. If it can handle 300 miles an hour for 7 seconds, at normal speed, it'll last forever.
All your electrochemical systems are accelerated. Nerve synapses, brain waves, even when you're at rest. Your muscle and bone tissue are changing in order to keep pace.
Changing? Into what? No, there's got to be something you can do.
Just bear with me for a few more tests.
A lot of scientists wait their whole lives for a subject like this to come along for them to sink their teeth into, and it never comes. She's not about to let up on this while she has the chance. Go science!
Card tricks?
Put these in order as fast as you can. Go.
Stop. If all else fails, we can always go to Vegas. I don't know why I'm so worn out.
No wonder. Your blood sugar's incredibly low. Hungry?
That's one way to put it. He can't understand why he eats so much, so she explains it to him. She finds it fascinating.
Look, I think I can help you, Barry. But I don't want anyone else to know I'm treating you.
Why? What's wrong?
Well, if the people I work with learn about you, they're going to take control of your treatment. You'll be studied, analyzed, tested.
I can't do that. I'm a private citizen.
Look, if you have anywhere near the power I suspect you do, the government could classify you as a security risk.
Whoa.
They try to take your cells apart, try to make 100 of them.
I think you've been reading too many comic books.
I'm being serious, Barry. I've seen it happen.
As in her late husband. He just can't help making that subject uncomfortable for himself.
David discovered an enzyme that stimulated the brain and enhanced the senses. We were asked to test human subjects before the process was perfected. David said no. Our funding was threatened, so one night when he was alone, he tried the enzyme on himself. My husband was dead when I found him.
That's terrible. One should never deprive the world of another David.
You know, Barry, I feel lucky that you came to me. You could just be my life's work.
I better not be.
No, I didn't
I want to
mean
be rid of this. And that's the deal.
They usually do. In The $6 Million Man, when they showed Steve Austin his replacement parts after his accident, he flat refused. He wouldn't even look at them. I have a feeling Tina knows he's going to feel like that, and she's willing to wait for him to come around. As I said, I think she's starting to respect him, maybe even like him. I appreciated the fact that they kept them friends and colleagues and didn't try to shoehorn a romance into it. They're eminently compatible as friends, but I can't see them as lovers.
No, I know I'm in trouble. Even the kibble's starting to look good.
That's Iris. If she sees the place like this, she'll have a fit and they'll be off to a bad start. But now he knows what he can do. That was partially effective. He hasn't gotten the hang of this yet. But he needn't have bothered. She's not staying. She's just there to break up with him and scurry out the door. Talk about the end of a perfect day.
I found out about the task force.
She should have listened to Rick. This guy's beyond crazy. It's sad that a kid like her thinks she has to endure that kind of treatment. It's all she deserves. Guys who push girls into that mentality should be flogged on the front.
The police chief is going to show them off to the whole city tonight on TV at 9.
Tell Billy to gas up the bikes.
Okay. What's this?
Something I wrote a lifetime ago.
It's no wonder he knows so much about how to beat the police. He literally wrote the book on being a motorcycle cop. Without even watching the next several sequences, we know that A, Jay is going to be on the task force, and B, something terrible is going to happen to him.
You may have a lead. The writers tore up Central City Mall last night, and one of them lost this. I got a hair sample.
Hey, great. We'll send it to Chicago for DNA profile.
Hey, I'm way ahead of you. Just sign it.
Good man.
Oh, after Cooper's press conference, you've got a meeting with the head of the Dark Riders Task Force.
I wouldn't wish that job on my worst enemy.
Yeah? How about your brother?
I stand corrected. He's not on the task force, he's the head of it. The chief has called on him to make a speech at that press conference Lila mentioned.
I'm not so great at making speeches, so I just want to say that my men and I, we all have families like you, and we want to clean this up as soon as possible.
How about right now? I suggest you move, gentlemen.
Julio, the rider! Get down!
We saw the chief go down, but we couldn't see where Jay is. If the chief hadn't been shot, he should have been fired for pulling such a stupid stunt and lining his task force up like ducks in a shooting gallery. Jay is all right, which comes as a big surprise to me. The riders hit the bikes and gas tanks, among other things, so nobody can chase them.
Let's get the paramedics down here. Move it!
Linda Park, WCCN News. Can we get a statement?
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna bury these guys. And you could quote me on that.
There are several injuries here, including Chief Cooper. Can your task force recover from this humiliating raid?
Listen, Linda, right?
Right.
Why don't you parasites start backing us instead of... Interview's over.
I can answer that. Bad news gets ratings. Tearing down institutions gets ratings. Telling people how bad something is gets ratings. Television news viewers are ghouls. Back at the hideout, Pike isn't happy about what he saw on the news.
This is the man who betrayed me. The man who gave me my scars. We've crushed his city. Yeah! And we've humiliated his beloved police force. Now it's time for Commander J. Allen to die.
When I assumed something bad was going to happen to Jay, I was being way too simplistic. This is a turn I didn't see coming. Where is it going from here? You'll just have to watch part 2 to find out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there. I know, okay, fighters at all. Good grief, what kind of accent was that? That's Jay, Barry Allen's old... The street cops would talk like this. And none of it, former model, I can say model. It's model, not model. Subject like this, but that's just